Isang mapagpala at makabayanihang umaga sa ating lahat. Muli, kayo po ay nakatutok sa isa na namang edisyon ng PNVSCA Online TV. Magandang araw din po sa ating mga taga-subaybay na nakatutok via Facebook Live. Ako nga po pala si Arian Maghanoy, Volunteer Service Officer 1 ng PNVSA.
At ako naman po si Michael Jake Nobleza, Volunteer Service Officer 1 ng PNVSCA. Nais din po namin ipaalala na ngayong Agosto ay buwan ng wikang pambansa. At nawa ay patuloy po nating ipagmalaki ang iba't iba ngunit mayamang lengguwahe at dialekto ng Pilipinas.
At habang patuloy po nating pinagayaman ang ating wika, nawa po ay patuloy nating pagyamanin ang diwa ng bayanihan at voluntarismo sa ating bansa. Kaya naman, samahan ninyo kami sa isang makabuluhan at puno ng inspirasyong talakayan dito lamang sa PNVSCA Online TV. Huwag kalimutang i-like, i-share at mag-comment sa ating live stream upang mapalaganap natin ang mensahe ng voluntarismo.
At para naman po sa mga bago nating tagapakinig at tagapanood, ang PNVSCA Online TV ang programang tumatalakay sa iba't ibang usapin at nagbabahagi ng mga bagong balita patungkol sa volunteerismo sa ating bansa.
Ngunit bago tayo dumako, partner, no, sa ating talakayan, balikan muna natin yung mga updates ng PNVSA kung ano yung nangyari sa loob ng 2 linggo sa ating ahensya. Okay, panoorin po natin itong ibig. Grabe partner, no? Ang daming nangyari sa PNB-SCA nung nakaraang linggo. Nakakatuwang makita na tuloy-tuloy pa rin yung mga activities na ginagawa ng PNB-SCA para mapalaganap yung volunteerismo sa ating bansa, no?
Tama ka dyan, partner. Talaga nakakatuwa din na makita na hindi lang PNVSCA ang active, pati ang mga iba nating mga kababayan, lalo na sa mga rehiyon, ay talagang puspusan pa rin ang mga aktibidad patungkol sa volunteerismo. At ngayon ay handang-handa na tayong simulan ang ating talakayan. Dadako po tayo ngayon sa ating unang panauhin ngayong umaga. Siya po ang Administrative Officer ng City Government of Bayawan. Walang iba po kundi si Mr. Richie Mortillero. Sir Richie, magandang umaga po at maraming salamat sa inyong pagpapa-unlock sa aming online TV ngayong umaga.
Mayong buhay,
Magandang
Richie.
magandang umaga rin po sa inyong lahat, sa mga kasamahan natin at of course most especially rin sa online viewers sa live stream.
Okay po. Maraming maraming salamat po at maayong buntag, Sir Richie. So, nais ko lang man pong malaman, no, paano niyo po mailalarawan yung state po ng volunteerism sa lungsod ng Bayawan? Ito po ba ay aktibo? At ano po yung mga tungkulin at na ginagampanan ng mga volunteers po sa pagtugon ng mga local challenges or in advancing yung mga development goals po sa lalawigan po or sa lungsod ng Bayawan.
Well, while you are asking that question, I'm reflecting actually, and my imaginations about our city is I could see every now and then volunteer service happening, no? Uh, like from a simple clean up drive to tree planting activities, and of course the existence of various non-government organizations and people's organizations that are volunteer in nature, both local and national supported, and even international supported entities. All these actually have their separate engagements in the different areas also of our city of Bayoan. And aside from that, also seeing government service being augmented also by volunteers in the communities. My fellow colleagues in the city government extending extra mile just to complete every service task. And of course, mindful of our city government, initiating major volunteer service activities in the communities. With all this in my imaginations, I can really declare that volunteer service is very alive in our city. And talking about challenges, right now most of the major volunteer services actually in the field of public health. That's one, and peace and order. We have disaster preparedness and environment, and uh, there is also the daycare service program. We have a lot of field volunteers also there. And of course, in our special program, the city government, the Character First Bayawanihan, which is espousing the Character First program. We are inspired from the International Association of Character Cities. And of course, how we mobilize actually our sectoral organizations and volunteers also for the cause of making Bayoan a city of character. So these are actually the areas actually where we are facing challenges, and we have volunteers actually engaged in these areas also.
Okay po, thank you. Nakakatuwa pong isipin na buhay at aktibo ang volunteerism po sa inyong lungsod. Maaari niyo po bang ibahagi sa amin ngayon kung ano po yung mga initiatives na ipinatutupad ng inyong lungsod para ma-institutionalize po ang voluntarismo bilang isang development strategy? Kaugnay po nito, may ordinance po ba kayo or EO or any policy po patungkol sa pagsuporta sa voluntarismo? Or papaano po ito nai-integrate sa iba pa pong plano ng lungsod?
Yeah, well, prior to my working in the city government on the city's Character First program, which is one of the profound expression of the city government to on volunteer service, I realized and I discovered also that in the past there were already ordinance, department orders, and executive orders actually related to volunteerism, or this is actually ways actually of uh, like sustaining and institutionalizing volunteer service engagement. Like for instance, the ordinance number 45, which was passed sometime in 2018, which is also known as an ordinance granting monetary incentives to the deserving BHWs. BHWs is actually barangay health workers, pursuant to RA 7883, which is also known as the Barangay Health Workers Benefits and Incentives of 1995. So this one is institutionalizing the monetary incentives actually, because in the past para bang it is at the mercy of any surplus budget or any support also coming from the barangay, which both entities of the LGUs were working together. Another, I came across also of Department Management Order number 2000 C23-025. This is actually appointing barangay nutrition scholars and providing 2,000 honorarium per month pursuant to Presidential Decree 1569, which is also known as strengthening the barangay nutrition program uh, by providing for barangay nutrition scholars in every barangay, things like that. These first two policies actually is on public health. Another one is an executive order 2022 088, an order creating the emergency response teams of Bayawan City. This is now in pursuant to Section 13, accreditation, mobilization, and protection of disaster volunteers and National Service Reserve Corps, CSOs, and a private sector of RA 10121, also known as the Act, strengthening the Philippine Disaster Risk Reduction Management System, and then providing for the National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management framework. So this is more on sa disaster preparedness actually. There are also local policies for the mobilization of police sa barangay and various executive orders designating members of the various local special bodies. We know for a fact that local special bodies are really voluntary in nature, pursuant to the mandate of RA 7160, or also known as the Local Government Code of 1991. Other local initiatives as MOA on values orientation and classroom education, engaging volunteer teachers under the city's character first by own coordinating office, my office. No? Although there were ordinances, department orders, executive orders, and etc., that has been passed, issued on volunteerism, the city's ordinance on the number 2013 028, actually, this is the ordinance that institutionalized the character first bayanihan, regarded as the most profound institutionalization expression on citizenship and volunteerism. Yun po.
Thank you po, partner. Nakakatuwa na na-apply talaga ng city government ang hindi lang local initiatives, kundi pati national policies na related to volunteerism.
Tama. So makikita natin, partner, no, na buhay talaga yung voluntarismo sa lungsod ng Bayawan. Lalo na sinususugan ito ng mga executive orders and policies na ginagawa nila. So, Sir Richie, sa mga initiatives po na ito, may mga challenges po ba kayong kinakaharap in engaging po yung mga volunteers sa inyong lungsod? At ano-ano po yung mga strategies po na ina-adapt nyo para ma-address po ang mga challenges po na ito?
All right. Yes, of course. No. It is such a blessing. Actually, we came across PNBCA through the agency's effort actually to invite LGUs like the City of Bayawan to join in various platforms to really look into the possibility or the opportunity of trying to mainstream volunteerism as a strategy for development. Well, challenges we came across. One is we realized we don't have that clear plan and mechanism that would formally cater for willing walk-in individual and group volunteers. So we have to be honest with that. Although when I say clear plan and mechanism, something that is really formal. Although our office, the Character First by One Coordinating Office, has been institutionalized, we engage with individuals and groups for various volunteer service activities in the community. But attending various platforms with PNBSA, we realize that there is a need actually to enhance that, no? So to be more of service also to our volunteers and volunteer organization. So that's one. Second, we also realize that most of our volunteers are actually financially challenged, and I was wondering why that's the case, no? And anyway, and that's the reason why the city actually in various capacities and mechanism uh, passed policies actually to augment, no, financially the monetary needs like incentives needed for transportation and some allowances, especially those engaged in volunteer service in the barangays, no, especially in the field of health and second and peace and order. So that's the second. The third is we realize that volunteers come and go. It's very rare to see volunteer sustaining ba, parang ganun ba, no? And yeah, parang may connection rin siya sa second challenge ba na most of those who are actually engaging to this are actually financially challenged. So they cannot sustain that to attend some more essential obligations like families. So things like that. Now, another thing is we noticed that those volunteers that easily parang nagiging token lang yung mga engagement. I just realized that most volunteers lack the reason and the purpose of being in volunteer service, both in government and private sectors. Individuals, agencies, and organizations, also, this is another one, no? Yung nag-iiba na notions on volunteerism determine also the nature of volunteer engagement. Like others would parang pinipiga yung volunteer. O, pag volunteer ka, bakit ka pa nangihingi ng mga ganitong support? Uh, I have this realization ba nga, uh, kung ano yung notion of volunteerism, nagiging ganun rin ang mood of engagement. And it's really very liberating to be educated and to learn a lot of this from PNBSA's perspective and advocacies. We need to view volunteerism or mainstream volunteerism as a strategy for development. Dapat we provide the so-called volunteer management program. So we see also the needs and the essential support, no, for our volunteers and our volunteer organization. So that's it. And of course, I realize also that as we work on the volunteer mainstreaming thing, it is actually there is a high cost also for that now, especially on the expected investment on the volunteer management program. So these are the things actually na I see being the coordinator, the city's Character First program, the challenges facing, no, by my office, challenges I sense also with our individual volunteers and the volunteer organization. Now talking about the strategies there, of course, I am thinking about uh, in our case, parang gusto namin pagbigyan diin yung the need for volunteers to have this sense of reason and purpose for being a volunteer. And that is the very reason why we have the city's Character First Bayanihan program, which is more on values formation and character development. And uh, siya yung nagiging uh, essential platform for our collaboration. It is where we wish to inculcate the love of God and country, what the Character First Bayanihan is all about. Housing character first and making Bayon a city of character. So pumapasok dito yung mga values formation, provision of personal development and advancement opportunities for our volunteers. So, encouraging volunteers to improve the essential aspects of their lives, spiritual, professional, social, economic, physical, mga. Kasi yun nga, no, they are actually challenge in various ways rin. So part of the management program tinitingnan namin is we could engage or initiate interventions on those five essential areas so that our volunteers can sustain. I believe on the idea that we cannot give what we don't have. So most of our volunteers are actually financially challenged and challenged in various areas of their lives. This is the areas we need to work also, especially when we think about what they call this volunteer management program. Of course, it is basic to say that capacity building program should be provided as part of it. So yun po ang nakita ko ng mga challenges and how we are trying to address them in our local setting also with the city government.
Thank you so much po, Sir Richie.
Kahanga-hanga naman po talaga, Sir Richie, yung mga nabanggit niyong hindi lang strategy, kundi pati yung mga kinakaharap na pagsubok ng City of Bayawan pagdating sa volunteerism. Kaugnay naman po nito, nais po naming malaman if may naipo-provide po ba o naibibigay na incentives or benefits po ang city para sa mga volunteers? Kung meron man po, maaari niyo po ba itong ibahagi sa amin?
Yes, of course. Of course, nag-iiba yung mga volunteer service engagement. Like to reiterate, no, yung sa field on public health, we provide actually incentives rin, monthly incentives to our barangay health workers and barangay nutrition scholars. We have 600 of those actually volunteers currently active in the city right now, and the city is actually allocating around 11 million this year, and there is a plan actually to increase it by 500. So that's how much the city is actually investing for volunteer service in the field of health. No? On disaster preparedness, we have this. We organize and engage emergency response teams in strategic locations of the city, and of course, in this particular engagement, the city is actually investing on their life insurances, excluding no, the not to count actually the city's provision of rescue equipments and vehicles. No? That's one, and I think it's about medyo maliit-liit lang tong sa ano compared sa barangay nutrition scholars at sa barangay health workers. This is around 50 lang. Response teams divided in four different teams actually. So initially we have this 340,000 investment for their life insurances. Sa peace and order naman, we augmented actually, we are a big city actually in Region 7. We have this land area of 69,000 hectares. You can just imagine how big is our, I think we are the biggest city actually in Region 7, if I'm not mistaken. And we just have very few policemen to maintain peace and order. That's the reason the city actually made augmentation on this through the auxiliary police and the police of barangay. And of course, some of these are actually paid, and but a lot of these are actually volunteers, knowing that they were just provided with allowances actually. And the initial figure that I have heard from our city public safety office is actually it is ranging around 3 million for the 28 big barangays we are providing with police sa barangay. Also in the daycare service program, we have daycare workers actually serving in around 100 different daycare centers. And these are actually below the minimum wage. So some of these are really considered parang mga incentives lang yung pinoprovide. But with that, there is around 1 million actually the city is investing also for this daycare service program. And of course, in our Character First program, engaging the religious sector and the the youth is also appropriating 1 million also for in an annual basis. So these are actually the city's investment actually in a money budget allocations in an annual basis.
Po. So, Maraming salamat po, no, Sir Richie po, no. Pero para sa atin pong manonood, no, paano po makalahok po yung mga gusto or interesado po na mag-volunteer po sa inyong lungsod po? And paano po nila kayo makokontak para sumali?
Like right now, we were because of the inspiration of the PNBECA, the city's character first Bayawanihan has been designated to be the secretariat also for the secretariat for volunteer service collaborations with various agencies, organizations, and the like. So they can come to our office actually. No? We are at the heart of the city. And aside from that, the five other major LGU departments engaging in volunteer service are actually open also for this for walk-in volunteers and organizations. Right now, we are actually working on creating an online platform for easy access for that, no. And aside from that, to really create a system also as inspired by various organizations we came across with PNBCA gatherings, conferences. So soon, they can access us anytime online 24/7.
Yun. Maraming salamat po sa paglaan ng oras upang mabahagi po ang inyong mga inisyatibo ukol sa voluntarismo. Pero bago po ang lahat, no, para mas makilala po natin ang volunteerism program ng Bayawan, pwede po nating panoorin ang ipapalabas na video.
Empowering communities and nurturing a culture of compassion, commitment, and active participation. These are at the heart of Bayuan City's vision of governance. Guided by its core values, the city government has embraced volunteerism as a way of life through the Character First Bayuanihan program. Institutionalized under City Ordinance Number 203-28, for nearly 2 decades, this program has mobilized and inspired sectoral organizations to lead in community transformation. The city government of Bayuan took the city's Character First Bayuanihan program as the LGU's entry to the search for Outstanding Volunteer LGU category. Strengthened sectoral participation in local special bodies promoting inclusive governance. Formed chaplaincy services and trained more volunteers to advance character education in schools and communities. Engaged volunteers in the city's community-based rehabilitation program, or the CBRP, and anti-drug initiatives through values orientation in classroom education, reinforcing DepEd's values education. Provided essential services such as food distribution during the COVID-19 pandemic, reaching marginalized families in crisis. Trained volunteers supported CBRP at the height of Upland Tokang, helping 67 drug surrenderies graduate from rehabilitation and assisting 23 relapsing individuals in their recovery. Contributed to the declaration of 19 barangays as drug-free barangay in the city of Bayuan. Sustained character education in public schools and shared values education through radio and other platforms. Faith-based volunteer groups were nationally recognized, earning the 2022 National Special Award from DILG and the National Anti-Drug Abuse Council for their vital role during the pandemic. And in 2022, Bayuan City was honored with the Outstanding Volunteer Award at the regional level, an affirmation of its unwavering commitment to serving and leadership through volunteerism.
So, ayan po. Maraming salamat po muli, Sir Richie. Sana po ay mas maging matagumpay ang lahat ng inyong mga programa at tulong sa ating mga volunteers. At nawa po, katulad ng sinabi niyo kanina, ang Bayawan po talaga ay maging city of character. Muli po, mula sa PNVSCA, maraming salamat po.
Thank you po so much, sir.
Maraming salamat rin po sa inyong lahat.
Po, partner, no, mula sa liderato, dumako naman tayo sa universidad, no, na makakasama natin ngayong araw na ito.
At para mas makilala natin ang ating panauhin mula sa Emilio Aguinaldo College, panoorin po natin ang maikling video na ito.
Emilio Aguinaldo College Cavite, through its community outreach programs and initiatives, is dedicated to fostering a spirit of generosity, encouraging Emilians to volunteer and donate selflessly to uplift lives within and beyond the school grounds. In March 2024, EACC formally established a 5-year partnership with Sitio Riverside 1, Barangay Adlas in Silang, Cavite. This long-term commitment is part of our decade-long tradition of providing sustainable outreach programs grounded on 4 pillars of service: socio-economic livelihood, educational support, environmental care, and health and wellness. To empower families, EACC organized livelihood workshops helping communities build income-generating skills. With the help of Emilian donors and through our dedicated gift box, the Kisuna Gifts, Emilians generously contributed relief packs, clothes, food, hygiene kits, school supplies, and other essentials. EACC learners and faculty launched learning sessions and donated learning materials to children and youth, ensuring that education remains within reach. Volunteers gave their time as tutors and mentors, helping young learners in Sitio Riverside excel in their studies and discover their potential. Protecting the environment is everyone's responsibility. Emilians led cleanup drives and tree planting efforts to promote sustainability and community pride. With our Biomedical Sciences Department and partner health professionals, EAC Cavite conducted free blood drives, checkups, vision and eye care, and medical consultations for our fellow Emilians and residents in underserved areas. Wellness activities and talks on hygiene, nutrition, and mental health brought essential knowledge and care to the community. At EAC Cavite, we champion the value of volunteerism, knowing that Emilians are always ready to help those in need. Together, we continue to build stronger communities, one act of kindness at a time.
Ayan po, no? Mula sa Emilio Aguinaldo College sa Cavite, malugod po naming malugod po naming pinepresenta po sa inyo ang ating speaker, si Ginoong Jose Paulo E. Campos, ang kanilang presidente. Magandang umaga po.
Magandang umaga naman. Pwede bang matanong ang pangalan ninyong dalawa para naman kilala ko kung sino.
Ako po si Arian po.
At ako,
Mga kasama dito sa program na to.
kinalulugod po namin, ako po, si Migs and si Miss Arya na
YouTube
makasama.
yata kayo. Hindi ko kayo madinig.
Malinaw na po ba,
Okay.
President?
Mr. Domes, bakit wala kaming madinig? But
Hintayin natin.
ayan, nadidinig ko na ikaw.
Ayan po. So, magandang umaga po.
Magandang umaga naman.
Opo.
So kami po, si Miss Aryan and Migs po ay nagagalak na makasama po kayo ngayong umaga.
Ulitin nga natin, Miss Ayla,
Arian po.
Aryan,
Yes po.
at saka si Ginoong.
Igs
Migs po.
Ulitin nga,
Migs.
Migs.
Yes po.
Para ka pala si Migs Zubiri at Arya.
Yes po. Maraming salamat po.
Umaga ho sa inyong dalawa.
Po.
Wag na po nating patagalin pa at mainit-init po ang ating magiging kwentuhan ngayong umaga, President. Ang una po naming katanungan po para sa inyo Aktibo po ba sa volunteerism ang EAC Cavite? At paano po ito isinasagawa ng mga students, pati na rin po ang faculty and staff nyo po? And paano rin po ito napapanatili ang kanilang interes sa pagiging mga volunteers?
Okay. Siguro, bigyan natin ng perspektibo ang pagbahagi nitong outreach. Minsan tawag outreach, extension sa curriculum ng mga programs sa mga mataas na paaralan ngayon. Noon wala yan eh. Alam nyo, noon wala naman yang outreach at extension. Ngunit sometime in the mid-60s, ang UP, in particular yung UP College of Medicine, inilungsad yung tawag nilang Comprehensive Community Health Program. At yan ginawa sa Bai, Laguna. At pinili nila yung Bai, Laguna kasi sabihin na natin hindi pa nararating ng basic ng development for basic services. Ano yung mga yan? Like mga sanitation, yung kanilang mga toilets, for example, wala silang walang kanya-kanya siguro naguhukay lang or something. Walang yung tubig, yung source ng tubig, yung walang health center. So, diyan nila nilunsad yan at ang idea para yung mga nag-aaral na maging mga medical doctors, hindi parang theory lang o hospital-based, kundi magkaroon ng community-based. Makita nila in a community setting, ano nga ba ang buhay ng mga tao? Hindi yung, kasi pag nakita nyo sa ospital, may sakit na. Kailangan na ng medical intervention. Pero yung idea, kung ayusin, preventive parang preventive ang approach para sa community pa maiwasan yung mga malnutrition, yung mga for example waterborne diseases, say sa paanak, yung proper advice sa mga expectant mothers. Lahat yan doon na nagkaroon ng idea na yon. So yun ang one of the first. Baka meron pang nauna, pero yun ang one of the first. So magmula doon, ngayon, lahat kaming mga schools, nagkaroon na ng something kind of similarly modeled on that. So ito nga, nabanggit sa inyo doon sa video, hindi naman basta any community kasi ang eskwela nasa Dasmariñas, Cavite. Marami diyang mga mga portions ng city na actually hindi naman napag-iwanan ng development. Meron na silang tubig. Kung may tubig, minsan ang problema, merong water system pero walang tubig na lumalabas. Pero may water system, may mga municipal health centers, yung lungsod ng Dasmariñas, meron na ring city hospital yan, meron yang pamantasan or kolehiyo so humanap ng beneficiary community, yun ang barangay Adlas sa Silang. At napili yan para rin naging criteria sa pagpili ng Bai, Laguna. Dahil hindi pa sila nararating ng mga basic development ng nakararami. So, diyan nag-aano ngayon ang mga mag-aaral. Ngayon, ang idea, hindi hindi lamang ano no, hindi lamang yung parang pupunta ka roon ng ah, ikaw para bang magdadala lang ng tulong. Hindi, actually, bawat program, for example, ang background mo, health science, ang titingnan mo yung health science perspective. Kung ang iyong kurso business, yun ang titingnan mo, yung livelihood, etc. So, of course, meron din dyan yung uh, pagbigay ng material support, mga donation na nanggagaling sa mga mag-aaral o kaya nagsosolicit sa mga companies. For example, ang isang donor mercury drug, nagbibigay ng mga siguro vitamins or something na i-dinodonate doon sa community. Yang mga kaya by program yan kasi yung research nila, yun ang first step Pag pumunta sila doon sa community, yung napag-aaralan nila sa classroom, yung community ang magiging uh, to ground yung kanilang pinag-aaralan. They will do a baseline research. Ano ba ang katayuan ng health situation? Ano ba mga livelihood dyan, etc. before they come up with possible interventions or ang ano ng intervention is not to create dependency Hindi para yung barangay na yun habang panahon na lang nakaasa. Actually meron time horizon yan. 5 years ang time horizon. Ang idea by 5 years time kaya na magsarili niyang barangay at nadala na sa kanila yung mga advances at development na dapat sana na nararanasan nila. Of course, kapartner natin dyan ang mga nasa LGU, yung mga barangay chairman, etc. Hindi ka naman makakapuntad sa mga communities kung hindi merong sabihin natin interesado ang pamunuan na makipag-ugnayan with the school. So yan ang basically ang framework niyang mga outreach at extension at ang gusto rin natin yung mga kabataan makita nila kung ano talaga ang mga nagiging buhay ng hindi lang ng mga marami kasi gusto mag-abroad lalo na yung nag-aaral ng health sciences gusto nilang kumita siguro ng mas malaki etc. Pero meron din sanang mga magkaroon ng mission na itong mga kababayan natin na kailangan ng tulong, matulungan din. Matulungan natin. Dahil yung ano nga ng community, magkakabit ang ating mga landas. Hindi natin pwedeng sabihin na okay tayo, ay problema na nung mga medyo naghihirap dahil yung nangyayari sa kanila, maari ding madadamay din lahat. Kung hindi man yung mga peace and order, baka sakit, maaring magmula ang mga sakit doon sa mga communities na neglected. So, anyway, meron akong mga nakalista rito na kung ano-ano mga ginagawa, pero siguro marami na akong sinabi at kayo naman siguro bigyan ko ng chance magsalita.
Yes, po. Maraming salamat po. No? Kitang-kita natin yung spirit ng volunteerism sa Emilio Aguinaldo College partner sa mga binahagi sa atin ni President Campos. No? Meron po ba kayong mga partnership po outside ng organization nyo na para ma-enhance po yung mga volunteerism opportunities po ng EAC?
At alam nyo, tinitingnan ko rito ang mga nakalista. Ang nakalagay lang na nilagay nilang nagdo-donate mercury drug. Karamihan yan, talagang yung mga guro at saka yung mga mag-aaral, sila talaga ang pumapasan kung ano man yung gusto nilang gawin, i-implement doon sa sa barangay na yon. At meron silang hiniram na term sa Japanese. Ako, hindi ko kabero. Kizuna. Meron siyang term dito na Kizuna. K-I-Z-U-N-A. Ang ano daw niyan, yung bang mag-share. To share yung mga biyayang nasa iyo, to share it with those who need, who have less in life. So, yan ang spirit ng ano nila, yung Kizuna. Pero hindi natin gusto yung Kizuna na walang kabahaging pagtuturo sa mga beneficiaries na unawain nila yung kanilang sitwasyon, ano ang mga possible pathways na maiangat nila. Katulad dito, meron silang yung mga nasa business management, meron silang mga nakita ko rito yung paggagawa daw ng sabon. Tapos meron dito na ano pa bang meron dito sa computer engineering yung pagtuturo about IT. Tinuturoan nila ng basic computer skills hanggang mga yung pagkukumpuni, konting pagkukumpuni ng mga devices. So they do the School of Optometry does vision and eye care health program. So they probably check the eyes of the citizens kasi alam naman natin, for example, yung mga bata doon kung nag-aaral at yung pala meron silang yung kanilang vision hindi ganun kabuhusay, baka mabababa ang grado sa school, yung pala kaya mababa, hindi nababasa yung sinusulat ng guru sa blackboard. So mga things like that. So may mga basic electronic component, tools and their function. So mostly it is, sabihin na lang natin, technology transfer, sharing of knowledge with the key people in the community so that they can help themselves, uplift themselves. So magkaroon sila ng opportunity to get jobs, magkaroon sila ng, kung may entrepreneur spirit sila, meron silang mga gusto nila magnegosyo, meron silang mga opportunities to do that, yung mga soap making, tapos meron pa dito vlogging, video vlog, so yung mga tourism ano ng vlog, paano daw mag-vlog, siguro yung mga baka may magaling diyan mag-TikTok o kung ano-ano na makilala sila, etc. sa kanilang mga video vlogs. So yan ang mga marami silang dinadala doon sa community in the hope na some of it will, para ka nagtatanim yan, some will not really, some ideas and proposals will not bear fruit, but some will. And that is the but for the student themselves to have this sense of satisfaction na yung pinag-aralan nila hindi parang hanggang libro lang, para lang ba pumasa ng exam, para lang ba pumasa ng licensure exam, na merong mga makikinabang dyan sa kanilang mga pinag-aralan. So, anyway, ayan ho ang ng paaralan dyan sa volunteerism.
Po, maraming salamat po, President Campos, no, sa mga binahagi niyo po na initiatives po ng iba't ibang colleges po sa inyong paaralan, no. So, muli po, maraming salamat, Dr. Jose Paulo E. Campos ng Emilio Aguinaldo College sa pagbabahagi po sa amin ngayong araw na to ng inyong volunteer experience.
Maraming salamat.
Nakatutuwa rin po, Dr. Campos, na marinig na ang inyong volunteerismo ay hindi lang natatapos sa pagtulong, kundi ito ay nakakapagbigay din ng paraan upang makapagpatuloy ang inyong mga tinutulungan. Yung sinasabi nga po natin na path forward. At muli po, naniniwala kami na maraming natututunan ng ating mga tagapakinig mula sa inyong mayamang pagbabahagi at batid naming naengganyo na silang mag-volunteer dahil sa inyo. Kaya muli po, maraming salamat po.
Maraming salamat at sana you will be able to spread this ano ba ito, this mission that people will adopt this as I think, yung taong nabubuhay lang para sa sarili, medyo malungkot na buhay yon na unless you share kung anong meron ka, whatever it is, material, knowledge, or what, that is only when you will find the fulfillment. We hope that our students experience that when they do this.
So maraming salamat po muli, no? At ngayon naman po ay dadako muna tayo sa pagbabasa ng komento mula sa ating mga taga-subaybay via Facebook. So, mababasa po natin dito, no? Good AM from Director Donald James Gawe po ng PNVSA. Good AM everyone, especially to our resource speakers. So kanina po, patungkol po ito kay Sir Richie, no? Nice inputs po, Sir Richie. See you soon. Galing din po kay Director Donald James Gawe. And from Miss Feli Baday, sabi, looking forward to your online volunteering platform, Sir Richie. So madami pong mag-iintay po ng online volunteer platform po natin, no? At maraming salamat daw po, President Campos, sa inyong sa inyong pagpapaunlak. Ayan po.
From Ms. Fatima Sakpilaya naman po, the visionary president of Emilio Aguinaldo College. Thank you for the insights, President Campos.
Ayan po.
Ganun din po kay Ms. Donna Mendoza. Kudos, dear President Campos.
Okay, so
sa ating mga viewers, ipagpatuloy lamang po natin ang pag-like, share and comment and subscribe sa ating FB Live. Salamat po muli sa ating guest mula sa Emilio Aguinaldo College. Tunay na nakabibilib ang kanilang mga inisyatiba.
Tama, partner, no? At ngayon, dadako naman tayo from HEIs. Pupunta naman tayo sa isang volunteer champion, no, partner? So, bago natin siya makapanayam, panoorin muna natin itong maikling video na yun. muli. Magandang umaga po sa lahat at magandang umaga Kuya Mako. No, partner, no, si Kuya Mako ay awardee natin na sa Search for Outstanding Volunteer noong 2013 sa youth category. And siya din ngayon ang co-founder and chief executive director na I Am Making a Difference or I Am MAD. So magandang umaga Kuya Mako.
Okay, magandang umaga sa ating lahat, lalo na sa lahat ng mga nanonood ng PNVSCA TV online or online TV. At napakaganda at napakagwapo naman ang ating mga host na si Migs at Arian. So, binabati ko kayo ngayong umaga.
Nakatutuwa pong malaman, Kuya Mako, na ang inyong pagiging isang aktibong volunteer. So ngayon po, maaari niyo po bang maibahagi sa amin gaano na po kayo katagal bilang isang volunteer at ano po yung naghimok sa inyo para magsimula sa bokasyong ito?
Ayan, Arian and Migs, kailan pa ako nagsimula? Siguro I started volunteering very young, at a young age. Siguro mga grade 1 pa lang ako. My mom parang encouraged me to do volunteerism already. Alam niyo yung every si Mami kasi galing kami sa Lamitan, Basilan. It's a small town in Mindanao. And Mom would really encourage me to participate in social civic activities. So kasama diyan yung mga activities sa church. So every May kapag Flores de Mayo, ayan, so since wala tayong pasok sa eskwelahan, what she does is she brings me to the church and participate sa mga activities doon. And I think that's the earliest parang form of volunteerism that I can remember, kung saan ako mismo yung nagtuturo ng mga catechism sa mga bata at nagpa-participate sa mga ibang activities na purely voluntary. I believe naman na hindi siya ganun ka, sabi nga parang voluntold siya kasi pinilit ka ng nanay mo na pumunta na activity. But you know what? I realized that was the truest form of volunteerism kasi sa bahay nagsisimula lahat. And natutuwa ako na binigyan ako ng opportunity ng mga magulang ko na ma-experience yon. And bilang isang taga-Lamitan, Basilan, di ba? As you know, Arian and Migs, kapag sabihin mong taga Mindanao ka, kapag taga Basilan ka, the first thing that comes into your mind is actually very negative before. Yung, uy, magulo ba dyan? Uy, nakita mo na ba yung Abu Sayyaf? And well, that's true. And I think that also gave me the inspiration to do something for other people. Bilang isang taga-Basilan, nakita ko or na-experience ko yung gulo when Abu Sayyaf came into my hometown at dala nila si Gracia Burnham. Like right before my very own eyes, narinig ko yung mga bomba na sumasabog na minsan naisip namin during that time, kami na ba yung susunod na masasabugan ng mga nangyayari. So that experience gave me a clear purpose na I need to do something for other people. Kasi kung ako nga yung bata, ako nga nung bata ako nasabi ko, it greatly impacted my life. What more yung mga kabataan na walang opportunity to process, to have someone, be with them during those days. So sabi ko, okay, I need to do something, and I Am Mad started with that clear purpose of just paying it forward. So we started in I Am Mad in 2009. That's more than 15 years ago. As a way of paying it forward. So si Aryan, isa sa mga volunteers namin, and nakakatuwa na patuloy siyang nag-advocate ng mga pinagagawa ng I Am Mad. So right now, from 2 volunteers, me and my co-founder, si Kuya Christian ninyo, now we have more than 600 volunteers all over the country. Kasama dyan si Aryan. And from the first ever volunteer outreach program we had in Basilan, my hometown, ngayon, kasalukuyan nasa Capiz ang ibang mga volunteers ng I Am Mad, and it's been nasa 109 areas na kami. Literally yan, from Batanes hanggang Sulu. So nakakatuwa and nakaka-proud that we were able to reach these far-flung areas in the country with the help of the volunteers. purely volunteerism lang talaga. So, lahat ng to dahil sa power of volunteerism na sinasabi natin, sa puso, sa value ng mga Pilipino na tumutulong at naniniwala sa advokasya ng I Am Making a Difference.
Thank you so much, Kuya Mako, no? Tunay nga na yung diwa ng volunteerismo ay nagsisimula sa mga simpleng gawain. Yung sa shinare niyo po, no? Nagsimula po yun based po dun sa mga parents nyo na naghikayat sa inyo na mag-volunteer, no? So, maaari naman po ba naming malaman po, ano po yung, as an SOB awardee po, ano po yung mga naging experience nyo bilang isang SOB awardee? So, maaari nyo po ba sa aming ikwento kung ano po yung mga mahalagang accomplishment nyo nung na-awardan po kayo? Tapos po, ano naman din po, dun po sa mga yon or sa mga ibang volunteer activities nyo po, ano po yung mga kinaharap nyo mga pagsubok at paano nyo po ito nalampasan at napagtagumpayan? Ayun.
Okay, thanks, Arian. It was 2013. Imagine how many years ago na yun. Ang tagal nang nangyari yung awarding. And I treat it as actually a gift, not just for myself, but for the volunteer organization. That time, we were still starting. Sobrang naalala ko, parang hindi pa kami umaabot ng 50 camps. Parang nasa 20 camps pa lang yung I am at that time. But yet, an organization believed on us. So nakatulong yung award ng PNVSA to boost our morale and to give us confidence na kahit konti, kahit maliit lang yung ginagawa namin, may mga tao na naniniwala sa amin. And that award, I remember, created a very big impact personally sa akin because it gave me the inspiration to do more. Sabi ko, okay, kailangan kong ipagpatuloy to hindi dahil lang sa mga bata, kundi dahil mas maraming tao ang naniniwala at nasa likod ko para ipagpatuloy ang advokasya na to. PNVSA gave me the platform to reach more areas, to reach more people, to inspire more people. Now, dati kapag nakaka-receive ako ng mga invites from PNVSA, I always say no. I don't say no. I always say yes. Kasi for me, after receiving the trophy from that time Efren Peña Florida, I said to myself, I will always make myself available to share the story, to share my volunteer story to inspire more people, not just to join IAMAD, but to volunteer in general. So naging lifetime commitment ko yung pag-share ng kwento para mas marami pang tao ang mag-volunteer in general. Naniniwala ako na ang Pilipino nasa dugo natin yung pagiging bayani. But if we provide them the platform, the right time, magiging makulit tayo na, uy, let's volunteer. Like, we can do greater things together and they will just volunteer. Si I am at Arian, alam mo that we don't have a very good resource of funds. Like, wala tayong stable na organization that supports us for all our activities, for all the camps. But binibigyan tayo ng pagkakataon ng siguro ng Panginoon, ng universe to continue what we are doing because of the support and the belief of the people around us, and that includes PNVSCA. So I think yung mga challenges, kasi you ask about challenges, normal sa isang volunteer organization ang magkaroon ng challenge. Number one, in human resource, meaning volunteer itself. May mga panahon, so when we were still starting na dalawa lang kami ng co-founder ko ang nag-volunteer. Yung tipong pupunta ka sa isang area, sa isang camp, sa isang outreach program, knowing that there will be volunteers, but on the day itself, ma-frustrate ka na, wow, asan na yung mga nag-commit to volunteer. This is just one of the many challenges as a volunteer organization. Kasi yun nga, they are purely volunteers. Wala silang bayad. You cannot really force them to do something that they don't want to do. So you bank on purely passion, bank on their love to to do something for other people. Number two, the funds. It's the usual problem also of any volunteer organization, lalo na yung mga non-profit organization, to source for funds para maging sustainable sila. And based on our experience, as long as people see transparently where the funds will go, people will continue to provide resource for you. In the 15 years of existence of IMAD, alam mo to, Aryan, na hindi tayo nakulangan ng pondo sa paggawa ng mga camps natin. I always believe that more than the miracle, it's the people who continues to support. Kasi naniniwala sila sa advokasya, naniniwala sila sa tunay na rason kung bakit mo ginagawa yung mga ginagawa mo. So as long as you are true to your intent and people sees it, the resources, the funds will just come to you. Sabi nga nila, God will provide. And lastly, I think yung isa sa mga challenges rin na encounter natin is really on a personal capacity. Like you yourself, as we all know, lahat ng mga volunteers kasi ng IMA, they have their own day jobs. May mga kanya-kanyang trabaho yan, and they just dedicate their free time volunteering and in doing the activities of IMA. So on a personal note, yung mga challenge na, alam mo yun, hindi na tayo bata, tumatanda na tayo, so yung schedule mo, yung health mo, yung energy mo of doing things, that's actually a challenge right now na parang, okay, what will I prioritize? But as long as you are clear with your moral compass, you are clear with your personal goal, you know what to prioritize. You cannot say na you have so much on your plate because you know what to eat. So, I think yun yung mga common challenges ng organization and for me also as a volunteer. And lahat yun challenges because I always believe na kapag gumagawa ka ng mabuti, walang problema. Those are just challenges that will keep that will keep you from becoming better, from becoming bolder, and becoming bigger as an organization.
So, partner, talaga makikita natin, kahanga-hanga talaga ang naikwento sa atin ni Kuya Mac. And talagang mararamdaman mo yung lifetime commitment na nabanggit niya kanina patungkol sa volunteerism. So ngayon naman po, Kuya Mako, papaano po nakatulong ang inyong pagbo-volunteer and yung mga challenges na kinaharap nyo sa inyong profesyon at personal na buhay? Papaano po dito kayo nakalago?
Okay. Ako, sabi mo nga, Mix, it's a lifetime commitment already to volunteer. So, for me, volunteerism is a lifestyle. Parte siya ng buhay ng bawat Pilipino. At naniniwala ako dun na parang hindi siya, okay, mag-volunteer ako, tapos after nun, tapos na. It's already a lifestyle and we need to integrate it into our lives bilang mga Pilipino kasi nasa core values natin yung bayanihan Hindi yan matatanggal sa pagiging Pilipino natin. And how it contributed to my professional life in general, it gives me the drive to do things Alam mo yung parang the ultimate goal is to go to work excited and to go home excited also because you know that you can do a lot of things after work also. So, alam natin or I think narinig nyo na yung work-life balance. I always believe that it's not possible. But I believe in work-life purpose. So, binibigyan natin yung purpose sa life natin and sa work. And I always treat, there's a thin line between that one, yung life mo sa work and life mo personally. And sometimes it's nice to integrate it and people see you at work na, oy, you are not just a staff. You're also a volunteer. And if nakikita nila yung puso mo bilang isang tao na hindi ka lang nagtatrabaho para sa sarili mo, para sa pamilya mo, pero para sa ibang tao, they will see you as someone who's very powerful also. Not just because you have the skills, not just because you have the talent, but because you have the heart. And sa panahon ngayon, Migs and Aryan, I think yun yung pinaka-importante. Yung puso ng bawat tao, kahit saan ka naman. if lilitaw yung kabutihan ng tao, mas nagiging mabuti ka sa panangin ng mga kasama mo. And alam nyo, there's two definition of good. Good na magaling at good na mabuti. And if people see you as someone na very, you're into volunteerism, you during weekends nagvo-volunteer ka, you're not just good na magaling, you're also good na mabuti. And I think yun yung goal natin sa buhay, not just for those who's working, to always be good in both ways.
Okay. So, nakakatuwa pong malaman no, na talagang nakakapagpabago ng perspektibo ng buhay, di ba? Ang pagboboluntarismo, no? So, para po sa mga huling katanungan po, no, ano po yung mga mensahe po ninyo sa ating mga kababayan na nais pong mag-volunteer, no? At paano po sila makakalahok or makakasali sa mga initiatives po ng inyong organization?
Ayan. For those who are interested to volunteer with IMAD, we have several camps all over the country. Today, nasa Capiz yung mga ibang volunteers natin. They're doing MAD camps. That's one of the pillar programs of IMAD kung saan pumupunta kami sa iba't ibang eskwelahan and we inculcate in them the values of being good Filipino citizens. And ini-introduce namin yung 10 MAD commitments. Ito yung mga maliliit na paraan para bilang mga bata, they can already make a difference in their own simple yet meaningful ways. So that's one. You can go to our Facebook page. That's I Am Making a Difference. At just message us. There will be someone, si Bes, magre-reply sa'yo para sa mga schedule ng IMAD. You can also message me at mako.travanso. That's on my Instagram and I promise to reply. I might not be able to reply 24/7 but I promise na magre-reply ako sa iyo. My message to anyone. Ako kay Aryan. Aryan, mad ka na ba?
Mad na!
Yan. Okay, so meron kasi kaming ginagawa sa camp. This is the chant that we have every time na kapag nagka-camp kami or mga usual conversation, we ask people ng mad ka na ba? Mad means making a difference. So whenever we ask people, mad ka na ba? Ang reply katulad ni Aryan kanina, mad na. In English, it's asking people, are you making a difference? At ang reply ng mga tao sa amin at I mad na or yes, I am making a difference. You know what, Aryan and Migs, at sa mga taong nanonood sa atin, the first step to making a difference is actually to believe and say that you are making a difference. For me, kapag naniniwala ka na gumagawa ka na ng pagbabago, for me, you're already making a difference. So, sa lahat ng mga tao dyan, sa lahat ng mga nakikinig, nanonood, sa mga volunteers, alam ko bilang mga volunteers, minsan napapagod tayo. Minsan napupunta tayo sa panahon na, tama pa ba yung ginagawa ko? May silbi pa ba? Or may impact ba tong pinagagawa ko every Saturday? Yung oras na nilalaan ko? But always believe na ang unang taong na dapat maniwala ay ikaw. So whenever you doubt yourself, just ask yourself or message me. I'll ask you, mad ka na ba? Because I will tell you, you are making a difference. So don't lose that hope. I know bilang mga volunteers tayong nagbibigay ng pag-asa sa mas maraming pang tao. But don't lose that hope. Dahil tayo ang pag-asa sa mga taong humihingi or kailangan ng pag-asa. So don't lose hope.
So Kuya Mako, maraming salamat po ulit sa inyong walang sawang dedikasyon sa volunteerismo at lalo higit sa pagsisilbi sa ating bayan. Tunay pong inspirasyon kayo para sa aming lahat na nakarinig ng inyong mga kwento at salaysay. Ang PNVCA po ay laging ninyong kasama sa inyong mga advokasya.
Muli po, maraming salamat Kuya Mako. So bago po natin tawagin ang ating susunod na panauhin, ay magbabasa muna po ulit tayo ng mga pagbati at komento ng ating mga online viewers. So ito po, from Miss Feli Baday, thank you for continuously inspiring people by being a role model and for sharing your insight and experiences, Kuya Mako Rabanso. So Muli po, maraming salamat po at patuloy po kayong nakikilahok sa aming online TV.
Salamat po sa inyong walang sawang dedikasyon sa volunteerismo at sa pagsisilbi sa ating bayan. Tunay pong inspirasyon para sa aming lahat ang mga kwentong ibinahagi ninyo.
Partner, no, dumako na tayo sa ating pang-apat na panauhin, no? So, ang ating ika-apat na panauhin ay mula sa Ilocos Region. Siya ay si Ms. Fatima Ross E. Perez, Senior Economic Development Specialist of the Department of Economy, Planning and Development, Regional Office 1. Pero bago ang lahat, bago natin siya makapanayam, atin munang panoorin ang inihanda nilang video.
Maraming salamat po. Makabayanihang umaga, Miss Timmy. Maraming salamat po sa pagpapa-unlock nyo ngayong umaga.
Naimbag ng bigat, Miss Timmy.
Hello po, good morning. Naimbag na bigat kada kayo amin. And of course, sa mga tagapakinig at tagapanood natin ng PNVSA Online TV. Good morning po.
Ayan, no? So hindi na po namin papatagalin, Miss Timmy, no? Maaari niyo po bang ibahagi kung paano po kayo na-involve sa volunteering at ano po yung mga nagbibigay inspirasyon sa inyo to champion volunteerism at ano po yung nagtulak po sa inyong advocacy?
Okay, thank you very much, Miss Yani. So I will be speaking on behalf of yung sa organization namin. So konting background lang. We are actually NEDA before. No, so ngayon we transitioned into a department. We are now the Department of Economy, Planning and Development. And syempre, bawat agency meron tayong mga tinatawag na organization or union, 'di ba? So sa amin sa DepDev Regional Office 1, meron po kami organization of DepDev Employees 1. But before, ang tawag po namin dyan is Organization of NEDA Employees 1. So, ito po ang aming organization. It's a representative body po that looks into the welfare, rights, and interests of our employees. It also serves as a network, support network for professional development and even collaboration among staff. So, we also partner in volunteerism and corporate social responsibility activities, wherein we organize initiatives such as community outreach and environmental protection din. So it's a channel for dialogue between employees and the management as well, itong aming organization, in promoting a healthy workplace environment. So share ko lang, yung aming objective no sa organization is of course to support yung development of a well-rounded and responsible civil servant through social, cultural, and other related activities. And we do this by engaging into volunteering activities inside and outside our organization. So sa amin, we inculcate yung volunteerism in the private sector. So we know naman no, na we have yung mga government efforts in advancing yung public sector volunteerism, which are slowly being mainstream sa national and even sa regional development plans natin. For us in Ilocos region, yung role ng volunteerism in national development as it raises awareness and advocates support for both yung sa pagpe-prepare namin ng mga development plans namin such as yung Regional Development Plan 2023 to 2028 saka yung mga regional development reports namin annually. So sa DepDev Regional Office 1 and of course with other DROs din no, we are institutionalizing volunteerism as a development strategy. So aside from the activities that we do in our organization, we also include volunteerism within our agency. As I've mentioned kanina, no, a good example would be yung sa pag-craft namin ng Ilocos Regional Development Plan 2023-2028 wherein kinonsider namin dito yung term na sinnaranay. So sinnaranay is actually an Ilocano term for bayanihan, no? It's a cross-cutting development strategy in order to harness yung support and benefits to the development derived from volunteerism in achieving yung aming goal, which is to become a resilient, all-inclusive, competitive, and healthy Region 1, or in short, REACH Region 1. And aside from that, we also include yung pag-advocate namin ng SOV or the Search for Outstanding Volunteers dito sa region po namin. Of course, to promote yung spirit ng volunteerism in our region by showcasing yung mga inspiring stories namin ng mga volunteers namin dito sa Region 1 na may nagkaroon ng positive impact no sa mga communities and of course inspires others to serve them. Ayun po.
Okay po, maraming salamat po, Ms. Timmy. Nakaka-inspire po na marinig ang inyong mga ibinahagi tungkol sa pag-volunteer within DepDev Region 1. Matanong po namin ano po yung maituturing nyo na biggest challenge in working with volunteers. And at the same time, ano rin po yung biggest reward nito? At paano nyo po ina-address ang mga challenges na kinakaharap nyo with volunteerism?
Thank you so much, Sir Mix. No? So for ODE 1, siguro yung nakikita ko na biggest challenge dito is working with our volunteers that lies in balancing no yung mga members' professional responsibilities with their commitment to volunteer activities. Of course, as employees, mga members namin sa ODEF often face demanding workloads, ganyan. Alam natin yan, and tight deadlines. So, which can limit yung availability ng mga members to participate fully in outreach efforts. So, alam natin yan na sa dami ng workload sa DepDev, malaking challenge talaga na masasabi ko is yung pag-schedule no, ng mga outreach activities or volunteering activities namin since laging puno nga yung calendar namin ng mga activities and meetings. However, ang nakikita ko na biggest reward dito no is yung direct and positive impact ng mga activities na sinasalihan namin at ini-implement namin. So whether it is uplifting yung mga disadvantaged communities, contributing to environmental preservation, or fostering solidarity among our colleagues, yung sense of fulfillment kasi nandun eh. Tapos yung pag-strengthen ng teamwork and of course yung motivation no, that result from these experiences actually far outweigh yung challenges. So kami sa organization namin kapag may mga dumarating na mga voluntary activities, we don't hesitate no to participate sa mga voluntary activities na to provided na may oras kami to do so. So siguro dun sa question mo Sir Mix in addressing yung challenge na to, nakikita ko kasi dito yung time constraint as a challenge no. Sa amin sa ODE, we schedule volunteer activities during manageable periods in our work calendar. So we promote shared responsibilities as well with our members. And of course, yung pag-seek namin ng strong support from our management to allow us to participate. And of course, we ensure that volunteerism still remains a vibrant and sustaining force within DepDev. And of course, we're very fortunate kasi yung passion namin for volunteerism is actually fueled by the unwavering support of our DepDev Region 1 management. Of course, in the person of our regional director and our assistant regional director, who both actively encourage us and enable our volunteering initiatives. Kaya with their strong backing and support, we are motivated sa organization to continue creating opportunities for our employees to engage in volunteer work. And of course, that aligns with our vision of inclusive growth and regional development. Ayun po.
Grabe partner, no? So nakakatuwang isipin na sa kabila ng mga challenges na kinakaharap nila ay patuloy pa rin silang nagvo-volunteer sa DRO1, no? So yun yung pusong volunteerism, 'di ba? So sa mga experience po na ito, Miss Timmy, paano niyo po mai-encourage yung mga ibang tao, lalo na po yung mga taga-subaybay natin na nanonood po sa online TV, para ma-embrace po nila yung volunteerism as a way of life?
Well, of course, sa amin po, konting ano lang po, Miss Yani, no? May mga volunteer activities or initiatives kami that we're engaged in. And of course, siguro yung inspiration namin to engage other people is by the belief that in every act of service, no matter how big or small it is, can create a ripple of positive change. So we are motivated not to advocate volunteerism by our shared commitments sa public service and of course our deep sense of responsibility to contribute beyond our official duties. So kanina nakita ninyo sa AVP namin yung mga programs or yung mga volunteer initiatives na ginagawa po namin sa ODE Region 1. So we have the voluntary initiatives on Brigada Eskwela or Adopt a School program, wherein yun nga yung initiative namin is to identify a school as a recipient of the CSR assistance that we're providing, and then we provide them assistance in the form of school supplies such as books, pencils, pad paper, notebooks, etc. And also yung mga used office equipment namin. Sila yung mga schools na to, especially in the far-flung areas, are the recipients of this equipment. Like yung desktop computers, laptops, printers, ganon. And even yung mga materials natin for carpentry works, dinodonate namin yan for as long as may nangangailangan na school. And then, of course, yung supplemental feeding program na ipakita po namin kanina, wherein we also conduct this activity during Christmas parties ng mga bata, wherein we bring food sa mga batang to from far-flung schools from a popular, dinadala namin say yung popular food chain na Jollibee, ganyan. Dinadala namin siya sa schools nila kasi ito yung mga bata na who rarely get the chance to visit yung store since nasa far-flung areas nga sila. So, ganun yung mga ginagawa namin activities. We also conduct coastal cleanup drives in partnership with, of course, with our NGOs, particularly sa La Union, namely si Kurma and si Doers. We're actively participating with them in coastal cleanup drives. And di ba, Miss Yani, we also attended yung coastal cleanup drive after the Pawikan Fun Run last year, noong November, no? And we also have yung activity or volunteer initiative on Adopt a Sea Turtle Nest. So this is a program spearheaded by Kurma where it aims to safeguard yung nesting grounds ng sea turtles natin along the coasts of La Union at para ma-ensure din natin yung survival ng kanilang hatchling. So here, our organization adopted a sea turtle nest. It's worth 5,000, wherein the members and the management donated in order to form that particular amount, no, and we directly contributed yung amount na yon for the protection of approximately siguro mga around 80 to 120 eggs in the Kurma hatchery. Ayan. Saka ano din, isa rin sa ano namin, isa rin sa something na siguro may pagmamalaki rin namin sa aming organization is we have our partnership, no. Recently we partnered through a memorandum of understanding with your agency, PNVSCA, NEDA pa before, NEDA 1, Kurma and ONE, just this year, nung March 28. So it's a partnership that reflects yung ating strong move to promote volunteerism in Region 1 and of course leveraging yung environmental conservation natin sa platform for civic engagement. So here, it was highlighted, no, na ang organization namin is the first employee organization in the country to sign an MOU with the PNVSCA. So yung MOU, it's a move, diba, towards achieving PNVSCA's vision of establishing Kurma as a volunteerism learning hub in Region 1. And of course, as a testament to promoting volunteerism in the government and in the private sector. So para sa amin, sa organization in ODE, yung MOU na yun is very vital as it marks an important role or milestone in nurturing yung pagiging service-oriented, in nurturing yung service-oriented culture within our agency in DepDev, directly supporting our organization's mission to enhance yung overall development ng kanyang employees. And if of course, if there are interested individuals and organizations that can participate in ODE's volunteer programs and initiatives, they may do so by joining yung mga scheduled community outreach activities namin, environmental campaigns, and even advocacy projects that are open for partnership with our agency. So we welcome collaborations in the future with civic groups, with government agencies, and even with our private sector partners, and of course, our academic institutions that share the same same goal and yung commitment to volunteerism and community development. So if they want to connect with us, they can coordinate through DepDev Regional Office 1. So we are located in San Fernando City, La Union. So you can reach us through our email, or you can also check our Facebook page and official website. Sa Facebook page, we are DepDev Regional Office 1 Ilocos. So we're interested participants or partnerships can learn about various volunteer initiatives and opportunities within our organization and agency as a whole. Yun lang po.
Yan po, no? Maraming salamat po muli sa inyong oras, Miss Tini, at sa pagbabahagi po ng mga programa ninyo sa volunteerismo sa Region 1.
Asahan niyo po na kasama niyo ang PNVSCA, ang aming suporta sa inyong mga programa at proyekto sa mga hinaharap.
Thank you very much po.
Salamat po.
Maraming salamat po. Ayan, no, partner, no, para sa ating huling panauhin ngayong umaga, mapalad tayo at kasama natin ngayon ang isa pa nating natatanging volunteer. Siya ang Executive Director ng Kuya Center for Street Children, Inc., si Binibining Faith Elahe.
At para lubusan nating makilala ang ating panauhing ito, panoorin po natin ang maikling video.
Ayan, isang makabayanihang umaga po, Binibining Faith. At marami pong salamat sa iyong pagpapaunlak sa aming imbitasyon ngayong umaga.
Magandang umaga po ulit. Para simulan po ang ating talakayan ngayong umaga, maaari niyo po bang ikwento sa amin ang inyong mga karanasan bilang isang volunteer sa ibang bansa? Bakit niyo po napiling mag-volunteer dito?
Yeah. Good morning, everyone. Oo. Actually, volunteering sa ibang bansa ay isa sa pinakamagandang bagay na nangyari sa buhay ko. Kasi volunteering is a way of life, sharing skills, time, and saving lives. And nag-volunteer po ako sa ibang bansa because when I read a lot of books and magazines regarding HIV and AIDS affected and infected children, especially kasi I'm more sa mga bata eh. So I thought, ano kayang pwedeng gawin para makatulong bilang isang ordinaryong tao lang? Ano kayang pwedeng gawin para makatulong sa mga batang ganito? So one of my friends said, bakit di mo i-explore mag-volunteer sa ibang bansa? And that's the reason why I volunteer there. And I choose Africa, although India is one of my priority. Pero I thank God na naibigay sa akin ang Kenya. And going there is, syempre, at una, masyasyak ka talaga. And it just so happened na sa village na pinagdalahan sa akin, yung pinakasulok-sulok or yung pinakaliblib talaga na lugar. So, and when I arrived there, sabi ko, wow, paano ko gagawin ito? And I'm the only foreigner sa lugar na yan. So, the expectation is too much, but I'm just alone. So, that is the reason why I started na lang na magbuo na lang ng local volunteers to help me to address their needs. Kasi kung ako lang, baka makakauwi na ako na wala pa akong masyadong magawa. But for me as a volunteer kasi, sharing the skills is more sustainable. Kasi pag alis ka man, ano man ang mangyari, somebody is there to continue. And that's the most important thing eh. So, yan nakita ko, and I'm so thankful kasi na at least 20 local volunteers ang na-develop ko prior ng pag-uwi ko after 2 years. And doing that, it's amazing. And not only that, but helping kasi as a volunteer, nung nag-volunteer ako sa Africa, sa Kenya, is that ang nakita ko is to change their mindset and see how they can improve their own self. And to do that, mas better, mas may intindihan nila kung galing sa local. Diba? Magkakaintindihan kasi sila dyan eh. And I'm so thankful kasi more on the advocacy namin kasi since HIV AIDS ang hawak ko before as a psychosocial volunteer is that to help them understand what each HIV and AIDS really. Kasi yun yung nakita ko kasi there are a lot of cultural factors kung bakit ganon kabilis yung pagkalat ng HIV for them. But at the end of the day, yes, it's very challenging kasi sabi ko nga napakaliblib. So kahit pati internet ko is wala, I need to travel 2 hours, 3 hours just to charge my phone and everything. So therefore, being a volunteer helped me also to become a better person and be strong and help to embrace the culture, embrace whatever is there. And it helped me din na may strengthen yung patience. I think yun yung major na natutunan ko. So, being a volunteer, hindi lang tayo yung tagapagbigay. But sometimes, it helped us also to learn and be a better person. And volunteering outside is also helped me to be proud of being a Filipino. Yun yung ano ko doon.
Grabe no partner, kitang-kita yung alab ng voluntarismo sa puso ng ating panauhin ngayon, no? Hindi biro yung desisyon niya na mag-volunteer sa foreign country ng Kenya, Africa, no?
So talagang partner, kahanga-hanga ang naging dedikasyon ni Binibining Faith. Lalo na nabanggit mo nga na hindi mabilis ang naging desisyon, ngunit ang resulta naman nito ay naging mayabong at napakahalaga. Mapapatunayan talaga sa ibinahagi sa atin ng ating panauhin na nakakatulong ang voluntarismo sa pagpapalago ng ating mga sarili. Marami tayong makabuluhang aral na matututunan sa pagiging isang volunteer. Ngayon naman po, Maaari niyo po bang ipakilala sa amin ang inyong organisasyon kung saan po kayo kasalukuyang nabibilang? At paano niyo po nagagamit ang inyong mga natutunan para mas maging isang aktibong volunteer?
Okay. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to share regarding our organization. Is that currently I'm the executive director of Kuya Center for Street Children, which is a non-government organization providing programs and services for children in street situation. So, of course, being a volunteer, sabi ko nga kanina na ang hirap pag mag-isa ka lang. But being here helped me also to mentor, to develop more Filipino volunteers, and open more opportunities to people to volunteer. Kasi iba yung nagtatrabaho ka lang, iba yung nagvo-volunteer ka, iba yung self-fulfillment doon, and yung sense of purpose why we are here. So for Kuya Center, we always partner or we are open to partner with different agencies, different group of people, different school to give them the opportunity to volunteer because actually in reality, there are a lot of people around na gusto naman mag-volunteer but they don't know how and where. So this is where we are na, well, the more we are, we can help in changing lives of the less fortunate people in the community. But volunteering here in Kuya, we don't just focus with the money that they donated, with the in-kind that they donated, but also with their time and attention. Since we are dealing with abandoned and neglected children, and this is what they need. Somebody to really listen to them and accept them who they are. But actually for us, even our beneficiaries, we also train them to be a volunteer. That's why with our 300 beneficiaries in the community, we are training 15 children. These are youth to become a junior educators. They undergo different series of training and they help us in training other children in the community because we believe with the child-to-child approach is more better than any other. And even our children in the shelter, we have 19 children ages 5 to 17. We also help them and give them the opportunity to give back to the community or to other people. Kasi ayaw namin, alam mo, kami yung NGO na ayaw namin na kami lang yung tagapag-receive. Kami lang yung tanggap ng tanggap. But we want to train our beneficiaries and even our staff. Last year, I asked also or I gave time for our staff also to volunteer to other people outside our circle because we need to multiply ourselves kasi being alone is not enough. So I think yun yung pinaka-ano ng Kuya Center at this time.
Yan po, no? So, partner, di ba? Kahit saan mapadpad yung ating panahuhin, whether sa ibang bansa man yan or dito sa atin, sa Pilipinas, talagang naipapamalas niya yung kanyang pagiging isang pusong volunteer. So, para naman po sa kabatiran ng ating mga mananood, no, Miss Faith, paano po kayo nanghihikayat ng mga volunteer po sa Kuya Center? At ano po yung kanilang mga ginagampanang tungkulin po sa inyong organisasyon? At sa huli po ay paano po nyo napapanatili yung kanilang interest po sa pagbo-volunteer?
Sa paghihikayat, usually through the word of mouth or through a meeting with some of our friends and sharing the experience. But what I found it more effective, yung mga tao na pumupunta dito na nakaka-experience ng power of volunteering, sila din yung nag-i-encourage ng other volunteers. And to do that, usually we signed also a memorandum of agreement with them. Kasi it's good also for our volunteers to see the impact of what they are doing. That will encourage them to continue the mission that they are into. Kasi once na nakikita natin yung impact, the more, volunteering is addicting. Pero ito yung addiction na hindi ka makukulong. So kung hindi ka makukulong, come on, let's do it together. So yun yung pinaka, no? And how we maintain it or to sustain it as a part of volunteer, di ba? energy, money, and everything, binigay mo na. But there are only simple things that we used to do. Most of the time, we give them a thank you letter. Minsan sumusulat ako sa kanila or nagbibigay kami ng mga certificate of appreciation. And what is the most important thing is yung connection mo. Na hindi pag umalis na sila, that's the end. But the connection, we build a friendship and relationship. And we give also reports to them for them to see, oh, ito pala yung nangyari doon sa pinuntahan ko. And looking at those reports, that will help them to continue because we encourage them not only to come back again to Kuya, but they can share it also to other people. Kasi yun naman talaga ang pinaka gusto natin na mangyari because we cannot able to change the world alone, diba? But but through volunteering, we can change someone's world today. So to sustain that, we continued meeting with them and discussing about, and sometimes we mentor them also. Kaya yun po ang most So those who wants to volunteer, please feel free to contact us through our messenger account, Kuya Center for Street Children Inc. Or you can also message us at 0917-892-2921 and then we can discuss because we ask also the volunteers to choose which one because we want to connect with the volunteers according to their skills. Kasi pag sabihin mo magluto siya para pakainin yung maraming bata, hindi naman siya marunong magluto, baka bukas wala na. So, yun ang to know more also about our volunteers and link their skills to the need of the children for us to address whatever need of our beneficiaries po.
And maraming salamat po, partner. Marami talaga nakahandang opportunity ang kanilang organisasyon para sa ating mga volunteer. Kaya kung interesado kayo, join na.
Tama, partner, no? Nabanggit naman na ni Miss Faith kanina yung kanilang Facebook page account at may binigay din siyang numero, no? Sa mga gusto po na mag-join po sa Kuya Center for Street Children Inc. I-message nyo lang po ang kanilang Facebook page. Tama po, Miss Faith?
Yeah.
Apo, maraming salamat din po Miss Faith sa inyong pagbabahagi po, no? Makakaasa po kayo na patuloy niyong magiging katuwang ang PNVSCA sa pagsusulong ng inyong programa ukol sa voluntarismo po. Any last words po para sa ating mga tagapanood, ma'am?
Oh yeah, thank you very much for watching and of course for inviting us to be part of this program. And yeah, volunteering is the best thing that we can do, especially as Filipinos. Kasi small things make a difference. So there's no need to have a million. There's no need to have any. Just our time and skills is more than enough also for the less fortunate one especially.
Okay po. Muli po, maraming salamat po, Binibining Faith and Kuya Center. Mabuhay po kayo.
Thank you very much too po and God bless. Okay.
So bago po tayo magtapos, dadako po tayo muli sa mga mensahe ng ating mga online viewers. Mula po kay Miss Feli Baday. Miss Fatima, love it when you said that in volunteering, it is more important when you share your skills and change mindsets.
Yan, no, partner. So, muli po namin pinasasalamatan ng ating mga naging panauhin sa araw na ito. Si President Campos, si Sir Richie po, si Kuya Mako, si Miss Timmy at si Miss Faith. So maraming salamat po sa inyo at malugod po namin kayong pinasasalamat.
Maraming salamat din po muli sa pagsama sa amin ngayong Sabado at sa pagbabahagi ng inyong mga karanasan, kwento at kaalaman na lubos na nagbigay sa amin ng mas marami pang perspektibo at mga oportunidad upang maibahagi ang aming time, talents, and treasures. At sa episode nga po natin ngayon, natutunan natin ang maraming bagay. Partner, ano ang iyong mga insights?
Sa akin, partner, no, kahit sabihin natin na iba't ibang sektor yung ginagalawan ng mga speakers natin, makikita natin na iisa lang yung hangarin nila, yung objective nila, kaya nila ginagawa ito. Ito yung ang makatulong sa iba at maibahagi yung pusong volunteer nila. No? So, yung heart of volunteer, ika nga nila, 'di ba? So, volunteerism with a heart. Talagang makikita mo na kahit saan man silang sektor, pinapakita nila at binabahagi nila ito sa mga taong nangangailangan.
Sa akin naman, partner, ang dami ko natutunan, ang dami ko nang pwedeng gawing motto sa buhay. Pero
Sa doon, partner.
yung binanggit kanina ni Kuya Mako na work-life purpose, na hindi lang talaga siya challenge, kundi kailangan ay kinakaharap mo siya sa buhay-buhay natin. Natutunan ko din, and I hope natutunan din ng ating mga tagapanood, na ang volunteerismo ay hindi lang natatapos katulad nung nabanggit ni President Campos kanina sa pagtulong. Ito ay dapat mabunga. Path forward nga kung tawagin. Nabanggit din na kailangan ipalaganap natin ang volunteerismo sapagkat nandito na siya, innate na siya sa atin. Sabi nga ng ating mga panauhin, bayanihan spirit. So, kailangan lang mas madami pang makaalam ng mga opportunity na pwede nilang pasukin patungkol sa volunteerism.
Ang dami nating natutunan, partner, no, sa umagang ito, no. Muli po, maraming salamat po sa ating panauhin at huwag niyo, para po naman sa aming online viewers, no, huwag niyo pong kakalimutan i-like ang aming Facebook page at i-share po ang episode na ito sa inyong mga kaibigan at kasamahan sa trabaho.
At dito na rin po nagtatapos ang ating programa para sa ngayong araw. Maraming salamat, partner. Tumutok po kayong muli sa susunod na episode ng PNVSCA Online TV. Muli ako po si Migs ng PNVSCA.
Ako naman po si Arya ng PNVSCA. Samahan niyo muli kami sa Agosto 23, alas 10 pa rin po ng umaga.
Maraming salamat at kita-kits sa susunod na episode ng PNVSCA Online TV.
Maraming salamat
po.